Welcome to Serenity Wealth Now with Chris Cooper. This is not your typical financial radio show. As a licensed CPA, insurance agent, and investment advisory representative, Chris coaches his clients on a holistic view of financial well-being with an objective of providing a complete financial strategy to fund life's goals. Chris is here to guide you down the path to the financial serenity you deserve. Now, here's Chris Cooper.
All right, good morning. So Sunday morning, 9 a.m., we all lost that hour. This still time change stuff kills me. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. For all my News Talk friends and family out there, we have special guests in studio. We have Connor Roofing, the folks with Connor Roofing. How are we doing today, guys?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, trying to get used to this time change.
It's awful.
Other than that,
it's awful. We'll talk a little bit about that, I'm sure. Cathy, what's going on in your world?
Same old, same old.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. I love being able to hang out with friends and family in the News Talk community. Such a great community we have.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. So all the guys are great. And you guys also work a lot with Vic and Ken, crazy dudes. A lot of fun. Yeah.
Those guys.
Great guys. They have a lot of fun. And I love the fact that it's all that family feel. You get that with the News Talk group. So it's great. So talk to me a little bit about the roofing world right now. I mean, gosh, storms seem like they're all over the place. What's going on in the roofing world today?
We're just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Trying to get caught up right now.
Okay.
March 14th, 2 years in a row, we got hailstorms on the same day.
Yeah.
So we were still doing work from last year.
Wow.
And then we get another one and a lot more siding damage than the year before.
Okay.
So that's been a big issue trying to get material for all of these homes.
Now, has most of the material for what you guys do, is it U.S. based or is it from other countries?
Well, that's a great question. Resin, a lot of the coloring and things like that for siding's been hard. And warehouse space for siding. Shingles you can house in a warehouse and get enough stock in to keep up, but you can't do that with siding.
So a lot of the challenges from a supply perspective isn't necessarily some tariff kind of noise going on. It's really just supply demand from all the
shingles
storms.
are actually made here.
Okay.
CertainTeed and Owens Corning have factories here in the Midwest.
Gotcha.
So they're local.
So which is always nice. I mean, that's really what this whole tariff stuff's always about, is trying to bring companies and things here, right? So
we haven't noticed much with the tariffs yet. Supply and demand in this market has brought the cost up anyway.
Well, in the Midwest, we've had a lot of bad storms, the hail especially. That's really the biggest thing, the wind, right?
Sure.
And I'm going to just point out the irony.
Yeah.
March 14th, 2 years in a row in St. Louis is 314.
Oh.
So it's a little.
Wow. Well, see, and I'm a 636 guy, so I'm okay.
Right.
Well, yeah, there's no June 36.
636 got hit last year, so we were
636 did get hit hard last year.
St. Charles, St. Peter's, O'Fallon last year.
Absolutely.
We were doing a ton of work.
It was really bad. Yeah. I have a buddy that's a car dealer, and he lost all kinds of windshields. So just terrible. So, all right. So storms are a big deal for you guys. Now, I know that I must have a bad roof because I get phone calls all the time from a spam type number. And it's somebody that assumes that I live on my old street, which I don't anymore. And they definitely want to get up on my roof. That's what they all do. So pretty common. You guys get these phone calls as well?
We do.
Yeah.
Constantly. And they're in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they just.
Oh, they do. They all say that they're in my neighborhood. They're going to be in my neighborhood. It's magic how that's happened.
We're in your neighborhood tomorrow. So and we get them too.
Yeah.
I'll answer the phone, kind of roofing. And
they still keep going?
They do. I think it's an automated thing where they don't start talking to you until you answer. Until they know you're there.
Right.
So they don't even hear that, I don't think.
Well, one of the messages that you guys always have in your commercials and stuff, it's perfect. It's that, you don't want a goober on your roof, right?
Right.
So who comes up with that kind of stuff?
Well, we kind of did that, and honestly, Vic had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
We were having this same conversation, and he said, "Oh, those goobers that are calling me and knocking on my door." when I'm trying to eat dinner.
And we can all relate to this.
And,
like everyone does.
Yeah, we won't do that. If you don't call us, we're not going to come out and bother you.
Okay.
And it really stemmed from the conversation of storm chasers that aren't local.
Yeah.
And you don't want that guy, that goober on your roof. He's going to take your money and he's going to be gone after the storm season.
Right.
And there's going to be no follow-up.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue right now when everybody wants their roof and siding, gutters back to pre-storm condition as soon as it happens, but it just can't. And if you start using out-of-town people or someone that just started yesterday, because there's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
Guys that were selling roofs last year decided with all this volume of work, they decided to start companies. And if you're not patient, you're going to get somebody. It's not going to be back. Will not be in business 5 years from now.
Sure.
You're not going to have much of a warranty.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that makes a big difference. And I assume, a lot of people use similar materials or there's a few big competitors out there, but those big names are what most people use. So really from a warranty perspective, it's not necessarily material. It's probably about how it's installed that matters more.
There's a little bit of both. You want to get a quality shingle.
Yeah.
And what you really want to do is every component for that roof being made by the same manufacturer, because that's what the manufacturer wants you to do.
Uh-huh.
If you do have an issue, they will try and blame it on the other component.
Sure.
Okay. So you want all those materials. And then, yes, it is a workmanship warranty that you're looking for. You want to make sure that person's, that company that you're dealing with, that project manager that you're working with is going to be there if you have an issue 10 years down the line.
Makes sense. Because that's when issues happen, right? And it's never right. It's when problems arise, who's going to answer the phone? Now, who answers the phone when they call you guys?
Well, we have an office staff.
Yeah. But it's local.
It's local.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We don't use AI.
Yeah.
It's actually family.
Is it nice?
We truly are a family company.
I love that.
We have a lot of our employees are related.
So in my business, we've got this same kind of thing. Like people will, download an article or whatever. There's an 800 number they'll call, or they'll put their email address in or phone number in, and then the phone rings, and it's usually some investment firm's internship staff.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous. How are you going to start off a relationship with an intern that's not even understanding what you're talking about? Like, no, when you call our office, guess who answers the phone? Stacie.
Mm-hmm.
Stacie's my wife. Like, that's who you're going to talk to when you come into the door. Like it's a big difference working with somebody that's family, and that helps the branding too.
And we are in the office, and again, the people that are answering the phone, they are experienced. They can answer questions. If they don't know the answer, they know exactly who to ask.
Yeah, they'll transfer that phone to a project manager that's in the office or myself if it gets to that point.
Well, because it's part of who they work for. It's that branding, it's that consistency, it's that I'm accountable because I'm part of this organization and it's important to me.
Yes.
Right? That's a big deal.
Culture.
Yeah.
You want everybody to care about that customer as if, they're a customer. They understand that it's your customer.
Yeah, absolutely. So in obviously storms are a big deal. So is there a busy season? Is it spring?
It is spring.
Yeah. In this, in the Midwest at least, right?
Well, this year's been different, not only with the hailstorms, then we got that May 16th tornado.
Yeah.
And so when you have that many people affected, it just spreads the time longer.
Sure.
There's only so many people you can get to. And
right.
So.
Yeah. And do you try to prioritize based on, or?
Yeah, we do triage. If your roof was blown off, we were out. So that storm had around 8 o'clock that night. We were out on people's roofs by 10:30.
Yeah.
Tarping them.
Yeah.
And those people those were priorities. They got the roofs first. Now they may not have got their siding yet.
Sure.
And that's been the issue is you'll get a roof on a month after the storm, but you can't get everything done yet. So that's been an issue for the whole industry this year.
Mm-hmm. Just busy, just volume, and just because of all the storm activity that we've seen.
And
sure.
Yeah, supply chain issues, and then skilled labor. You don't want just anyone putting certain elements on.
Sure.
You want the skilled guy.
Yeah.
You want it done quick, but you want it done right.
I think you want it done right first. You'd like it to be done quick, but I think the right's the more important aspect of that.
And you've got to give in a little bit on the time. If your quality matters.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that we've seen, we've gotten calls from other customers of other roofing companies want us to come fix things that have already gotten done this year.
Now you're doing work twice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. That's never good. So staffing wise, you guys feel, is that a challenge for you guys as well?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Even with project managers.
Yeah.
I mean, we just we're not going to hire a goober to come out and knock on your door. If they don't know the roofing industry and what they're looking at and can solve a problem, they're not out there just to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need to manage that whole project, make sure it gets done correctly.
Which, because ultimately that's the folks that are going to be working with you from day one all the way till the end. And that's important.
Yes.
That consistency is very important. And it's also make sure that there's accountability there as well.
Right. And we've hired a few more guys this year, and some of them were new to the industry.
Yeah.
And training them in the middle of a hailstorm market is not easy.
Right.
So it's caused issues, and the guys are learning. They know if there's something that they run into that they can't handle, they need to call the office and some of the more experienced people to get out there and take a look at it.
Yeah. All right. So you guys, husband and wife team here, right? So how long have you guys been working together?
Are we going there?
We're going there. I have to. I have to make sure Stacie listens every now and then.
Right.
This is the only chance I get to make sure, like, I heard what you said on the radio. You can't talk about me like that.
Right.
But that's only when I say bad things, right? Because, she doesn't listen when I say all the great things.
Well, I tried to get her to come in and
she
have
won't.
this conversation.
No.
So.
This is, we call her out by doing this kind of stuff every now and then.
All right.
Yeah.
She's not here to stick up for herself.
Yeah. Every now and then I drag her into the news talk station and make her do like live stuff. And she doesn't like that either.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I'm just going to stay in the lobby. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then what do Vic and Kate? No, they don't let you just stay in the lobby.
No, they don't.
Yeah. You're coming on in.
No, they got me roped into it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's, once you get used to it, it's actually kind of fun.
It is fun.
So those guys they make it easy too.
Yeah.
So what is it like working with your spouse?
Oh, it's not easy because we cannot turn it off.
No, you don't turn it. And that's most business owners are the same way, right? We love it. Our hobby is our job. We enjoy what we do. There's some passion there. We like to say we're flexible in our schedules, but it's also fun. So you're all about roofing, right?
I think the hardest part of it is there's times that one of us wants to turn it off, and the other one is not. And, getting that, understanding that, hey, I don't want to talk about business right now. We're at dinner.
And then it comes up anyway.
Of course it
still does.
Yeah.
You have to be totally committed to the marriage and the business.
Right.
It literally becomes part of you.
Yeah.
My father was a physician, and I used to say that's not his career, that's his personality. That's who he is. And I feel like that's how it is when you go into business with your partner.
Right.
The business is your marriage.
Yeah. It's part of it.
Yeah. So
it makes sense.
It's not for everyone.
No. But I feel like it makes you stronger too.
I think so.
It's
sometimes you forget that in the midst.
100%. Because the conversation that you were not having about the children, or you didn't want to have about the children, or about whatever's going on in life, translates always has to work in some way. And then that frustration at work also comes home with you. And it's human nature.
It is.
It's okay.
You're definitely not leaving work at work.
You can't. And there's bad and good with this, of course. But it's always, you always remember the bad.
I think it's an incredibly interesting topic, and it would be a very interesting research project for someone to study couples that do work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes it, I feel like it makes it fun too. It's interesting, but so I know for a fact that no one can do what Stacie does for this company, because no one's going to care about the perception of what our client experience is more than somebody who's engaged.
100%.
I mean, that's a huge win right there.
Well, on a positive note, that's it. You are in it together.
Yeah.
So not one is running a business and the other one's doing something else and coming home. They know exactly what you're going through.
Right.
And you're doing it together.
Yeah.
So, the wins and the losses are both of yours.
Yeah.
So it helps.
It does. It absolutely does. It's just always so fun. And good couples always talk about the challenges, right? More than they do the positive stuff, right? Because that's just what we do, So
our schedules don't conflict for vacations and whatnot. So
there you go.
Positive,
yeah,
right?
That's right.
I know when he can take off and when he can't.
And then you just mark it on the schedule and it works anyway, doesn't it?
I put everything on his calendar.
She'll make the calendar and I break it.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
I put date night on the calendar. Yeah.
I resemble these comments.
Yeah. But that also translates to being a family run business.
Right.
It's not just us. Our son, our nephews, nieces, cousins. I mean, they are part of the brand too.
Right.
And they're just as committed and involved.
And that's what I think is so cool. And every time I talk to small business owners, the commitment thing you're talking about is so big. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs that, think they're going to do something and just want to start like a side hustle. The people that work corporate world and talk about want to start up a side hustle to save money on taxes. Those are my favorites. I'm like, come on. You read about this. That sounds great, but that's somebody on YouTube making a sensationalized argument that doesn't really exist in the real world. If you really want it to be successful, you don't just dip your toes in waters.
Well, you're not going to save any money doing that.
And you're not. No.
It's great to have the tax write-off, but you're losing more money.
You're losing money. Yeah. If you have a tax write-off, that means you're not doing well.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Right.
And starting a business is not cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be broke for a while.
Yeah. And part of it, right? There's a lot of positives that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredibly rewarding. It's the most satisfying thing I think anybody can really do.
Mm-hmm.
But it guess what? Sometimes you're the trash man too,
Oh, sure.
You're everything. So it's not always easy, but it's a lot of fun.
It is.
And we were talking a little bit about this off air. Are you employable anymore? Could you work for somebody else again?
I think my resume says yes, but my brain probably says no.
Yeah. I'd know I'd get fired tomorrow. Yeah. I'd get the job and I'd be like, oh, I can't do this.
Well, there's no way I could do it. Not in this business anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be done a certain way.
Yeah.
And if it's not getting done that way, you're not going to be in business long.
Right.
It's a tough business.
Yeah.
And, getting that homeowner to trust you and care about, you caring about their home like they do.
Right.
Most companies are not doing that.
Yeah. That makes a big difference.
Well, and that relates to your business. You have to treat their money like it's yours.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's always about relationships and trust. And every business really is.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't always think about it like that. Any business ends up being a people-oriented business.
Yes.
And that's why I support local. I love working with business owners because it's a unique element that serves their community in a very different way. And it's so much more attention driven. And I think the consumer ultimately gets so much for it. As a benefit of that. That's why I love, when we're talking about, what we're trying to build in the States here, bringing and supporting small businesses as a foundation is so huge. It really is.
When we talked about corporate businesses, they're too big to care about the little guy.
Right.
It's just.
Well, when I think about corporate businesses in your world, I always think about the insurance companies. There are no small family-owned insurance companies that care about the consumer, And you guys deal with a lot of insurance companies, I assume, right?
Oh, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd rather it all be retail, but the reality of it is most people are not paying for the roofs, not full.
Right.
In full. They're waiting for an event to get the insurance company to pay for it.
Right. Right.
That is the majority.
And I assume some insurance carriers are more, a little easier to work with than others, I should say. We don't have to call anybody out.
No, there's some are better than others. Right. Far few between.
Yeah. But like the folks that like to fumble Ruski, your claim, just if you get the pun there, not calling anybody out.
Right.
So I don't have to deal, my part of the company, I don't deal directly with the insurance companies, but I hear Rob and the project managers talk about it all day long, and it's
that's
fun.
become that's our hardest job at this point.
Right.
Anymore. It's not hard to put a roof on. It's not hard to put siding and gutters on. The hardest part is helping the homeowner through the claims process.
Right.
Because these insurance companies are not taking care of the homeowner.
They're not.
Process.
They're corporate, unfortunately, looking at numbers from a place long, far, far away. So I tell people, and there's certain companies that have that reputation of denying claims. And I'm of the big belief, what you really want from an insurance company, somebody who's going to be there when stuff hits the fan, right? And you need your claim paid. You want your claim paid easily, right? And if you're a carrier that is going to be a hassle to work with, I'd rather pay a couple $100 more in premium every year
for sure,
to know that I'm not going to have to deal with hassle when something happens.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time you're going to need.
You will. Absolutely. You want it to be easy to work with. And unfortunately, not a lot of them are.
No, and it's true that they're not all equal.
Yeah.
There are major variances in, customer service, who's paying what, how easy is it? Can you get a hold of somebody when you need to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your agent's important. You need to be talking to your agent a lot more than people do. They sign up with an agent. I've been with them for 30 years. When's the last time you talked to them?
Right.
Every year you're getting renewals. You need to make sure that what you signed up 10 years ago is the same thing you're renewing.
And you know what's covered and what's not, because
exactly.
it changes all the time. And a lot of people think about it as a pricing thing. And to me, it's your overall price
right.
that I care about. And that includes my what if.
Well, the bill
right.
didn't go up, but your deductible did.
Right.
And your wind and hail option, you're paying, it's another rider basically.
Yeah.
And you don't even know it.
Right. It's just so frustrating. So, and unfortunately you have to be an expert in this in some form or fashion, because you need to be able to help your homeowner through that process.
Well, it's like when you get an estimate from the insurance company, it's like looking at your cell phone bill.
Yeah.
You can't, a homeowner's not going to understand any of that.
Well, if you call them though, they'll tell you, well, yeah, it's right there in your 650 page document.
Oh yeah. And they'll also tell you, if we missed anything, just let us know. And that's the norm there. They'll tell you, and then we point it out, and then they're, oh no, we're not paying for that.
So do you meet a lot of adjusters out on the roof and kind of go through things?
We do.
Yeah.
We do a lot of that.
Yeah, I figured.
So I think it's a good time though for your listeners, if they can take any advice out of this, is check your policy. Do you have a wind and hail rider? Do you have the correct flood rider? Do you have earthquake rider? I mean, it's a good time to pull it out and review it.
It really is, especially as we think about those things that close out the year, right? Start off 2026 with the right things. You're not in hail necessarily major storm damage area right now, but it's going to be here.
Spring.
And it's a great time to get that stuff in place for us.
Well, I tell you, one of the main issues we've had this year is with siding. So if you get hail damage in it, damages the front of your house, and they're not damaged the right sides, right and left side and rear. If your siding is not being is discontinued, I should say, then they're only going to pay for the front.
Right.
So there's matching endorsements that you can get. It's not going to cost you a whole lot.
Right.
And you may not think you'll ever need it. Siding gets discontinued every 5 years.
Yeah.
They do it on purpose. We know that. But you need to look at signing up for that, and you'll have insurance companies tell you they do not have it. They do have it.
And not all of them do, I think, but some do. And
that's a question.
Then that's a big difference. Absolutely. That's one of the questions I ask, because if I am going to need new siding, you betcha I want it to match.
Well, I don't want just one side of it covered, and now I've got mixed match siding. Is my house? You're dropping the value of my house.
Right.
We want your house back to pre-storm condition.
Correct. Which means matching siding.
You don't want pink in the front, and yellow on the side.
No. Doesn't work.
Now, if I'm buying that house and I see that, we're going to get some discount.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the big deal. And that's where that service aspect does come into play. Sure. So, all right. So, what made you get into the roofing business?
Oh,
This was a long ago. I know.
It's long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, right out of high school, it was just a summer job.
Yeah.
And I kept going to school, and then I decided to get on the fire department. And the company I worked for years ago, I called and said, "Hey, I've got all these days off. You mind if I come work?" And they were very happy to take me back, and it just snowballed.
Yeah.
And I started the company that I worked for. It was a small business too. He retired, moved to Florida, and we started our own company at that point.
Yeah.
And I retired from the fire department, and we decided to go all in with the company.
Yeah.
So,
and that's when probably the growth took place, right?
That's when the growth took, but it was always speaking of side hustles.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a side job. We were, it was just one small crew. We did it on our days off. And at the point when I retired, I thought about not doing it anymore. And we just, the phone calls kept coming, and we grew.
Yeah. And at some point in time, you said, "Hey, I've got to be a part of this," right, Cathy?
That's a loaded question. The timing was right for me to leave my corporate positions, but I did have a construction management background.
Yeah.
So it seemed like a pretty natural fit.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, it worked out great. And she's very good at the marketing part end of it too.
So there's marketing that goes into what you do?
Yeah, and
your phone just doesn't naturally just ring?
I learn as I go. And Google, of course, and SEO, and now AI is changing daily. Right. So I'm constantly learning, and we're reading up on everything, updating, teaching ourselves. I mean, it's an interesting time to be in.
Man, with the storms, you really don't have to advertise right now.
Right.
The last couple of years, we haven't had to.
You get a lot of referrals from folks as well, right? Yeah. But it's a lot of just getting your name out there too. People have got to know who you are and that you're trustworthy. Exactly. I would think.
We're local, trustworthy, and we're going to be around. Yeah, when they need us.
Yeah,
we do love the referrals because that means a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's the ultimate compliment.
It is.
When people trust you, that you've done such good work for them that they tell their family, their loved ones, the folks they care about, to say, "Hey, these are the guys that I recommend you use." Because they'll take good care of you. That means a lot.
Yeah, there's a track record there.
Right. Yeah. It's a big deal. All right. So people need to get a hold of you. What's the best way to do that? Check out Connor Roofing website. What do you do? What would you do?
ConnorRoofing.com.
There you go.
ConnerER. Roofing.com. Thank you, Vic.
Yeah.
And then call the office, 314-375-7475. A live person will answer that.
I like that. That makes a big difference too, because you probably want to talk to somebody when you got storm damage, right? So
yes. And we're not going to, we're going to book an appointment. We're not going to do an 8 to 12. If we say we're going to be there at 8 in the morning or 9, 10, we're going to be there at that time.
I like that. Those windows drive me insane.
I cannot stand it.
Ugh, they're the worst. Yeah.
We're not going to hijack half your day.
That's very appreciative.
And to that point, we are consumers also. Yeah. Right. We have contractors come to our house. So we like to think about that when we're running our business.
Sure.
How do I feel when somebody doesn't show up or doesn't answer? So we try to think about that and put ourselves in our clients' shoes.
Absolutely. Kind of do the opposite.
It's been really hard this year with the amount of volume of the storms.
Yeah.
But it matters. And, we're constantly working on that, making that a priority.
Yeah.
Like I said, you get an 8 to 12 window, they're going to come around 12 or a little after 12. That's not what we do.
I always ask for the phone call the day before at minimum. And even that bothers me because I am flexible in what I do, but my customers need me and they're going to put times on my calendar. And if they're going to get my priority, and if I've got a time scheduled to where I know that it's a 2-hour window or a 4-hour window, that messes up my ability to help my customers. And that's not right.
For sure. And you're going to get a lot more cancellations that way.
Yeah.
I mean, things come up.
Absolutely.
Kids, the emergency, all kinds of things. So if you can give them an exact time you're going to be there, it's better for everybody.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Well, all right. Connor Roofing, folks, that is who you want to call if you have storm damage. And the time to think about this stuff is now while it's fresh. Think about those policies. make sure you got the right plan in place, and reach out to a non-goober who's gonna. The goobers are the ones calling you.
Yeah,
right?
They're the ones knocking on your door.
Yeah,
6 o'clock at night.
All right, so daylight savings, guys. Love it or hate it?
I hate it.
Yeah.
It's the worst time of the year.
Yeah, the time change. And I guess really I should think back on this. It's actually daylight savings time I like, because I like lighter all the time. I want us to stay where we were all year long. I assume that's better for you guys too, right? Because it affects your ability to work.
Yeah, we'd like to get,
I think you probably is helpful when it's daytime to do what you do.
We don't want to put lights out here. So a lot of the roofs we do residential, we can get done in a day.
Yeah.
We may start at 7 o'clock and not get out of there till 6, 7 o'clock. But homeowners like that because now it's done.
Right.
They don't have to do it again tomorrow, moving cars and dealing with the mess. It's much easier if we can work a little bit later. Now, what's going to be 5:30.
Yeah.
Dark. That's hard.
It's hard. The days get shorter naturally anyway, so we're going to lose that anyway.
Sure.
But man, this time change stuff just gives you a hangover.
The worst part is the clock on your microwave and your stove, and you get up in the morning and you're like, wait, what time is it?
It's the worst. It's the worst. Well, guys, enjoy the change, the transition. Hopefully it works better for you guys. And gosh, before you know it, it's going to be the holiday season. So thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Folks, your home is a big asset. It's a big piece of what you've got going on, and we want to make sure it is protected. Sure, that goes with insurance needs, and make sure that it goes with making sure that you've got the right protections in place, the right financial strategies in place, the right legal structure, including wills, trusts, all those kind of things. But you know what? Sometimes things happen. Natural disasters do happen. We need to make sure we have the right people providing us the right services to fix our investment vehicles. And that's true with your home as well. Connor Roofing's been doing this forever, and they are great folks right here in the St. Louis community. Getting able to spend some time with them off air and on air has been absolutely an experience that is just fantastic. And I know that for the communities they serve and for those roofs that get repaired, when it happens, and it will happen, right? It's inevitable. We live in St. Louis. We live in hail and wind damage areas. We need to make sure we've got the right people on our roofs, because we don't want to trust some goober out there who's not in our community. We want to make sure it's a reliable business. It's going to be around that has our interests at mind. And that's what I love about working with folks like Connor Roofing. Okay. Great folks, been doing it, and they care about the brand that they are building. They care about their company because it's their company. They care. They care about the work and the craftsmanships they put into things every single day. And that's what small businesses are all about. Small businesses make the world go around. Part of your community, and it's important to support them. It's important to make sure you get the better service as well that they represent, because you will never find somebody that cares more about the company they represent than the folks who are involved in that company on a day-to-day basis and are owners or involved from a family aspect. It is so powerful. And I know it firsthand because I'm a small business owner myself. So very important to get that good quality that you deserve in your life as well. So tune in next week, Sunday, News Talk STL, or on Serenity Wealth Now social media outlets for Serenity Wealth Now Radio. Each and every week, different financial lessons and guidance and support, because ultimately conversations are what matter. And it's important to make sure you get that financial serenity you deserve.
Serenity Now! This is Serenity Wealth Now with Chris Cooper. Request a free copy of Chris's latest book, The New Holistic Retirement, by visiting SerenityWealthNow.com.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors, LLC.